All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Hashem Yahushai. Hashem Hawakah Kodash Barakatum. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, and to all the arguments across the globe. Put you in the word of truth and sincerity, I want to say Shalom. This is our dying hour for the great millstone campus, Chicago, with a walk and talk. Just, in the spirit of, on our way home from camp yesterday with Elder Karab and the young brother Shemaiah, we were talking about Esau being a bully, so I just, through the spirit, wanted to feel, I felt compelled to take it a step further, so to speak, or skillfully add, let's put it like that, skillfully adding, to a similar vibration, man, this man has got to be put out of his damn misery for crimes against humanity, and the way he has done and operated his brief stint in rulership has been filled with atrocities at the cost of the Israelites and these other nations. Although the other nations are not important, all right. The fact that he has taken the apple of the Lord's eye and brought them to a land and made them serve a rigor, just like they did in ancient Egypt. You see? And when I say ancient Egypt, I'm talking about like when they had made them to go get their straw and pitch and make bricks for themselves, as opposed to having the Egyptians bringing it to them. But the point being is that Esau is a thief, he's a liar, he's a murderer, all right, and he can't be hid, man. His crimes, his conduct has betrayed him, you see, because the things that he has done and has happened to us, it can only be one man who's behind this, and that's Esau Edom, man. All right. So I'm gonna get this precept in Exodus 21:16, and it says, "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." All right. And well, we all know the history of the transatlantic slave trade, okay, with the head sea captain Christopher Columbus, all right, how they went to the west coast of Africa, grabbed up boatloads and boatloads, millions and millions of Hebrew Israelites, which consist of the Native Americans, the Latinos, and the Negroes, and brought them to the Americas, Central, South America, North America, to the islands, to the Caribbeans. You see? This is the proof and evidence that we are the Israelites because of the prophecies, because of the curses, and because of secular history. All right? When Yahweh Yahushai comes back, he's going to be found guilty on all charges, man. All right? So let's get sending gifts to one another. Revelation 11 and 10. I'm going to start Revelation 11 and 8. "And the dead body shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified." You see? The dead bodies that are found in this place are the Israelites. The dead bodies, meaning they have lost their identity, they have lost their heritage. You see? and have taken on the identity and the heritage of their captives, who are the Edomites, who is Esau Edom, okay? Which is another indicator of who they are, all right, and where we're at, because it's called it spiritually. First, they called it a great city, right? And it says they're spiritually called Sodom in Egypt. Well, we know with Sodom, it was a bunch of degenerate, lustful, insatiable Israelites who were moles and pedophiles and weirdos, as you see in society today here in this great city. And Egypt was a place where we had served over 400 years of hardcore slavery and bondage. Sound familiar? You see? And they are the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3.5 days, shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. Right, so we're in a place where it's called a melting pot, which is America. And in this melting pot, all right, there are all types of nationalities here. You got Moab here, you got Ammon here, you have Japhet here, you have Ishmael here, you have Ham here, you have Canaan here, you have all these tribes, all these other nations of the world, all right, living here in America. And these nations have all taken a part in the destruction of our people. You see? These people know that we are the Israelites. Their own history, all right, has proof that they know who we are. But did they come to our aid? Did they come help us? Even though Martin Luther King and stuff like, Martin Luther King and those so-called African leaders, black leaders of our people were going off in their method and in their ideology. But did Ishmael and Moab and Ammon come to our aid during the 60s? Did Japhet come to our aid? You see? These people have not helped us, not one bit, in any part of our journey to help us receive or retrieve the things that have been taken from us. Our heritage, our nationality, our land, okay? It says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice. Oh, in that 350 years is the years of our captivity, man. All right? And it says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because the two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. All right? And the gifts that they sent were the Israelites. You would take Gad, and they would send him to Spain. All right? They would take Jake from the islands and bring them here. Okay? They would send him to England. They would send him to Europe. You see? These are the crimes against the Israelite humanity, the Israelites, you see? So the man of wickedness is being revealed now. And you just look at his track record, his criminal history. All right, like I had to bring up your criminal history in court, all your priors and run-ins with the law and prior convictions and years and you spent in jail, and they use that against you in your sentencing. Well, so all these crimes, these offenses are going to be used against Esau Edom in his trial. Okay? Let me see, let's get this to prove another thing. He said, I'll toss you like a ball, right? 22, Isaiah 22. '22, 17, and 18. It's like I'm walking and trying to pay attention to traffic. I am in the rack, you know, you gotta keep your head on the swivel. All right, but this is Isaiah 22 and 17. It said, behold, the Lord Yahweh will carry thee away with a mighty captivity and will surely cover thee. He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country. There shalt thou die, and there the chariots of thy glory shall be the shame of thy Lord's house. And this is heavy because, all right, the Lord had scattered us and put us in the hand of our enemies. Deuteronomy 20 and 68. All right, you should go to Egypt again in ships. All right, you see? And it says, he will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball. Well, you go into the slave ships, okay, and you picture the journey from West Africa, all right, to the Americas and to the islands. It's a long trip, about a year and a half, roughly, right? And those ocean waves were rough. The storms of the seas were turbulent, you see? And we were sitting below deck, sitting in feces, sitting in piss and period blood and vomit. And the boat is rocking back and forth and up and down and side to side. And all those fluids are being spread all across our people, man. Our children, our elderly, our wives, our sons, our daughters, our newborns. You see? Yes, it was all prophecy. Yes, the Lord did it. And yes, Yahweh is going to judge Esau, Edom, and these other nations for doing that. Okay? And it also says, and there the shame, the chariots of thy glory shall be the shame of thy Lord's house, because this is going to be the place of the great deliverance, man. The chariots are the so-called UFOs, which are driven and controlled by the angels, all right? And the Lord's house is where? Here in America, which is Babylon, which is Sodom, which is Egypt. And when these chariots appear, that's going to be our salvation. Shalaka, hold on. All right? And when Esau sees these things crack the clouds, you're going to be sorely afraid, but yet there's fight. Okay? Let me see some more I want to get. I really didn't have nothing written down. Still a man. Talk to you like a ball. Oh, right. Because we talking about Esau stealing us, right? This is Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50 and 31. I swear, man. Niggas, I like music, but niggas in their music, it's 6:30 in the morning, dude bumping like he in a damn club. But anyway, Jeremiah 50 and 31 says, behold, I'm against thee, O most proud, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. For thy day has come, the time that I will visit thee. You see, the Lord is going to make a grand entrance upon the house of the wicked, man, which is here in America, all right, which is the land of our captivity, okay? And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. But who's the most proud? Esau is proud. Neither keepeth at home. He's a border of wickedness. You see? All right? He speaks against the Lord. He sets himself up as the Most High. You see? But the Lord is going to bring him down mightily, loudly, violently. All right? With what? With the ICBM missiles, and also those the chariots of the Most High, the chariots of Israel. All right? This is the point. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." So not only did you steal us, put us in the shadow of slavery, whipped us, murdered us, hung us, and all type of unimaginable treachery against the house of Israel. You never allowed us to go back to our home. But you will say go back to Africa. That's not our home. You see? When you take something, what do your parents say? Put it back. You see? You never put us back. You never gave us an opportunity to go back to our land. All those prophesied that we wouldn't. But your rulership, your conscience, after all these years, never once, like, okay, we did them bad, we used them long enough, and hey, let's send them back. That never came out of your mouth. See? But yet you want to hold on to a place and take credit for things that you have not done. All right? Let's get this. Whose captives they were. Isaiah 14:1. It said, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. They shall cleave to the house of Jacob," and those strangers are Israelite foreigners, right? "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. The house of Israel shall possess them in the land, and let me see. The house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors," man. All right, so there's going to become a time where the Native Americans, the Latinos, and the Negroes are going to possess our captives, man. You see? Affliction will not rise up a second time, man. See, we are in the last end of the days of Esau's rulership. Okay? His days are numbered, man. The Lord has set bounds that he cannot pass. All right? He's going to pay for his crimes, man. You see? We're going to rule over them with a rod of iron. All right? We're going to put their kings in fetters of iron and chains. And they're going to serve hardcore slavery for 1,000 years. All right? So with that, I'm going to say, Call Halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakah, Kodash, Barakathum. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Till next time, Shalom and the Bible Ball.